Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Lucia Podimba Wanakale, and on this channel I love to discuss topics related to marriage. uh, I'm still a newlywed. I like to believe so. I don't have much experience with marriage, but I love to share my experiences regarding marriage. I love to discuss topics related to weddings preparations, family building, families, all those topics related to uh, maintaining successful marriage and stable families, I guess. So I'm an advocate for successful marriage, even though uh, there is higher rate of divorce going on in this century that we live in. I still believe that there are still successful marriages out there, and that is what I love to advocate and influence on. Okay, so um today got me thinking. I was watching one of the YouTubers video. It was a question and answer segment where she, I think, posted something and then people have to ask a question. Someone asked this YouTuber, how much was your wedding? So it got me thinking, do I still remember how much my wedding actually cost? So uh, we in this video we'll try and recall all those little details and just try to come up with an estimate of how much my wedding or our wedding I'm selfish, so it was our wedding, how much we spent on our wedding 2 years ago. Without wasting time, let's dive. Okay, let's just try to make this video as short as we could, but you know I love talking. There is a possibility that it will go over 30 minutes, but I'll try as much as I can to make it brief and straight to the point. I'm having juice, just came from work, and my sister gave me this juice. Our husband, she's around for holiday, and I guess next year as well, because she's done with high school and she'll be coming to Windhoek next year for further studies. So she gave me this juice, and must be nice having it's nice having all those sisters. Okay, let's get into our video. Obviously the figures will not be 100% accurate, but I'll try and remember those that I can remember. I broke down my expenditures into categories, and just to help you as well if you're planning a wedding. If you're planning a wedding, I think this will be useful to you. Not the figures, but those little details, what you might need during your wedding planning. Obviously we are not the same. Like our wedding was really, it was an average wedding. We didn't have that luxurious wedding, and there are also those people who do their luxurious wedding, which is okay. It's all depend on who are the couple, what can you afford, and what do you want your day to go like. So those kind of things. So let's begin. Number one, I is the cost of jewelry. This has to do with rings and all the accessories that are mostly involved in those accessories that come with the okalinga. When they present okalinga, normally on during the announcements. So the only price that I can remember is the cost of our rings, which was it was 13,700, bride and groom. Bam. We all wore gold. I told my husband I'll compromise on other things, but not on the diamond that I actually want. Obviously, my ring was the most expensive. I know these prices because I still have my receipt for the rings. Um, my husband paid off the rings alone. I didn't contribute. I swear I only paid 200 to adjust my ring, this one. But the rings, that one was hubby's responsibility. He actually laid and paid off the rings within 4 months. Um, and then the accessories, I don't remember what I don't know. Not, let me not say I don't remember because I wasn't there. I don't know how much he spent on the necklace, the earrings, the watch, those nitty gritties of for Kalinga, because I wasn't there. But he bought the stuff that they not too often in town. I don't know how much they spent, but they only presented the stuff to me during the announcements. Okay, we move on to our outfit, bride and groom outfit. When you bride and groom, you are the VIP of this day, so you should always put yourself first. This has to do with what you guys are wearing on your wedding day. Not only the wedding day, during the whole wedding process. So uh, I remember the cost of my wedding dress. I had two dresses. The first dress was 5.6. It was custom made by BK. It's based in Ondangwa. My husband paid, and then there was a day two dress. This one we took it from China. We bought it from Chinatown, and I actually love that day two dress. You wouldn't imagine it's from Chinatown. If you're getting married, Chinatown should be your best friend. There are cheap things there. If you go in person, you will be surprised what you will find there. Because most of the things I used during my wedding, we just went straight to Chinatown and buy. So that my day two dress was 2,800. My husband paid the 2,000. I think I topped up the 800. I don't yeah, but I think I paid the 800. My husband paid the 2,000. And I'm not complaining. We are all a team here and we are all trying to help each other. Don't just let the husband be sweat all over. You should also just be able to assist in case he's stuck or anything. So yeah. And then I remember my husband's suit, the wedding suit. I told him I want us to wear white, or me and him. So his blazer was white as well. And we bought his suit. I don't know the name of the shop, but in Swakop. I think those people are from the Embulu, from France or something. Yeah. So the total cost of his brazier, waistcoat, and no, he didn't have a waistcoat, just a brazier, a shirt, and pants. The total was 3.4, yeah, including the shoes. He also bought shoes there. And I remember one of his cousins sent him 800 to pay for his shoes, because the shoes were, I think, 1.2, I don't remember. And then he got a sponsorship from a cousin. And my announcement dress, I had a simple dress, custom made. This is the lady who this is actually the lady who did my engagement photo shoot dress. Is really good. I loved all her work. I paid 750 for my announcement dress. One thing about my wedding, everything I wore was white. I told my husband I want all white. I don't want any funny colors in my wedding. That's why when he came up with this whole, can we maybe wear some mozzarella material on day two? I was like, no, I'm a bride. And I don't want any funny material or any funny colors attached to my dresses. I didn't even when BK was doing my dress, she sent me some designs to choose from, and I told her I want this material, but in pure white. I do not want some off-white, not so white, or white blue, or white blah blah kind of white. I want typical white. then white, and that is what happened. All my dresses, including the announcement, were white. My husband wore something. He designed something for himself for the second day with some derela material attached, which is good for him, and I didn't want to match with that. So he paid, apparently he paid 850 for that. For that, it was done by a member of his family. My shoes, I had two pairs of shoes for announcements, and the pair for the wedding. My announcement shoes were ordered, um, by both shoes were ordered by my bridesmaid. The two separate ladies, but they were all my bridesmaid. One is Vicky, who delivered my wedding shoes, and then Sisi Kantina, she ordered for me my announcement shoes, and I loved both because I think 700 for both pairs was a fair price. And one thing about order with me, I think those things are cheap if you order with someone who you know. You If they help you with shipping, I think it's cheap. So the total cost of our outfits, which I can account for, was in total 14,100, bride and groom. Um, we move on to the suitcase. Let me just try and breathe. If you are doing the traditional Oshiwambo wedding, especially down there in the north, there is this culture of the part for Okofa, where the parents will expect a moko to deliver a suitcase on your wedding eve. So it's a norm in the Oshiwambo tradition. So my husband bought a suitcase for 1,400 at Chinatown. I remember he bought it. I think that was. Oh yeah, he bought it in December. He met my parents in October when they told us everything is fine. He is accepted. That's when now we started with planning the wedding. So he bought a suitcase in December, 1,400. I was with him at Thomas at home. I'm actually the one who picked out the suitcase. He just paid, and it's still here. I I still use my suitcase. Actually, it's the only nice suitcase. I mean, the modern suitcase that I own. I never bought myself one, and other classy ladies always have this suitcase when they are traveling. Like it's time to check in, check out. I never bought one for myself. Lucky, I'm lucky to have a husband because I only bought those. I normally just buy those ones from Pep back then. I have a lot because the clothes that I used to wear, or esindalinzi nyasa, esindalinzi student, that those kind of things, I keep most of those clothes. Koambo, make of So thank you. At least I have this one from my husband. One day I will buy myself one, a small one, because this one was big. Obviously, a suitcase come with a lot of stuff. You cannot buy me a small suitcase. So there's also a point of accessories for the suitcase in my koffer. I wouldn't really know exactly the total that we spent on in my koffer, but I made notes of the most relevant ones, the big items the that you can at least know which is there was I just my husband bought me a white handbag. It's up there, mom. Still use that. I love the material for that handbag. And then a perfume, a blanket, a pillow. Those are the things that he put in Mokofa. Obviously, there are other small items that mostly I bought myself, which comes with the coffer, because we should all help each other out. And guys, mostly they don't know these things. You cannot expect your husband to be the one also buying pads, underwears, those things. They all go in the coffer. Those small things. Um, So one day I'll make a video, obviously, to a separate video to just to help those that are planning weddings. Someone might not know all the things that comes with the suitcase, and there are those Oshiwambo things also that come with the suitcase. So what might not be the traditional way of packing okofayomfuko, or how to handle okofayomfuko, those kind of things. You see, there are those things that you don't need. Talombo anando kuita kutwa tamio ojalif. You know those jalif nayo time okofa, but obviously I will not wear it, but it's the Oshuambo way of doing things. So in total, I just assume that the wedding accessories, I mean the suitcase accessories, are roughly around 3,000 that we spend, because I know now the handbags, perfumes, a blanket, a whole pillow. My husband bought me a pillow and its cover, and everything was white. He went shopping for my blanket and pillows with no, and a towel with goose. My towel is still here. Yeah, it's the one I use here in winter. All white. So I told Goose, make no mistake, don't buy any funny colors there. He must buy whites because they were all in swap, so they bought these things with Goose. Yeah, so it will be fair to say suit accessories for the suit maybe costed 3,000 roughly there. So the total cost for the suitcase is around 5,400. That is what I assume we spent. Okay, so we move on to other wedding accessories. Other wedding accessories are those additional things that you might require for the wedding, or you want to add to. It's not always a must, but it will be nice if you have them. Or yeah, so I had a bouquet. Is a bouquet a must? I should ask my grandmother one day if it's a must, she wanted that a bride should carry flowers. Oh, I love my bouquet. I ordered a bouquet, custom made by Trendy Flowers on IG. My bouquet and my husband's small flower that was in the brazier. That was 720. I also had three flower girls. I think flower girls are part of the Oshiwambo way. Oh, I don't know why people have them. So I had three girls. The reason why I had three girls is just because some girls are young, and you should always make provision, because the next day you go to the groom side, you don't need to go with all the kids, but you are supposed to go with one kid at least. So the first day they can all be there, and then the second day you just pick the most matured one who you can take along to other people's houses. Yeah, those kind of things. So their dresses I bought from Chinatown. Yes, Chinatown girl. The for 250 each. So we paid 750. I paid for these things. And then we made baskets for them. Flower girls are supposed to carry those baskets most. So me and my main maid, Jane, was very helpful in this case. We just went to Chinatown, and then we bought baskets, empty baskets, and then we bought enough flowers, and Jane made it, put it together and just made those baskets, because it was cheaper that way. So in total, we spent 460 on making up those baskets, three of them. And then there is also a part for makeup. If you want to be looking nice, or if you choose not to have makeup, that's also fine. It's your wedding, and it's however you want to look. But I had a makeup artist. We booked for Loose Touch, based in Windhoek. So I paid 1,500 for my 2 days, and then the rest, also the bridesmaid, they just paid for themselves. She charged 250 per bridesmaid, so I think it's fair. I paid 1.5 for 2 days makeup. There was also hair and nails. I didn't really invest in a hairstyle, but yeah, I used a local hairstylist Mona, who did my hair, my hair during announcement, nails, and she's also the one who did my makeup for announcement. And her makeup is not bad. She charged 150 with rashes, um, but it's not bad. Yeah, so I paid in total 500 um, to Mona for my hair and nails and the makeup. I also had a hairpiece and earrings for bridal look. I ordered that one with Aina's Elegance Creations on IG. She's really good. I think she has done a lot of weddings. She does hairpieces and ooh, she's so good. I paid 450 for my hairpiece and 3 sets of earrings. Yeah, for 450, which I think is fair because the hairpiece was also big. So in total, the other accessories that we spend money on was 4,380. Let's keep it moving. We move on to graphics. Graphics has to do with uh, printing, design, photography, those kind of things. We had a banner for $800. My husband paid for this. It was done by Tuliku Mininani. And then there was also an engagement photo shoot we had earlier before the wedding in Swakop with Gonplo, very professional uh, photographers. Those ones, they did a photo shoot with an invitation video. We paid 1,000 for that, and then after that, when we got our pictures, we printed 100 cards from with Haimetu. He charged us 450 for designing and printing. And then I just gave a 300 to Jane. Again, Jane was very helpful. I gave her 300 to buy unima, ulenga, uhapu, uhapu, and then she just decorates her cards nice because those hard copy cards, I didn't want them to just be a plain paper like this. She put on some nice shiny things and then they look presentable. And yeah, the wedding photographer. I didn't really invest in a wedding photographer. Now that I think about it, we had a Vision Image. I think he's based in Oshakati. Well, we paid 4,300 for him to take pictures and film a video. Um, I am not really satisfied or disappointed with Vision Image considering how much we paid. But I think the video was really of good quality. The pictures, not so much of good quality. I think the weather was not agreeing to his camera. We shot in the sun. It was sunny, and oh, the pictures, they are okay, but I wouldn't say they are 100% okay. And the video, I think it's of good quality. Yeah, the video is really of good quality, but I really just wish he cut down some of the parts of the clips and capture the most important and most exciting ones. Like especially at church, ne? He captures like the moment we entered Oshinyanga, we entered church, the moment the pastor start talking, every scripture the pastor was reading it. He didn't it and then it was just too long for church. And then we went home. The home part, it's like just a 27-minute thing. Most of the parts are cut. I think there was even a poem that was read by Goose, which I didn't see any part of it, and I really wanted to revert back and just listen. That one is not captured. There are, yeah. So but I'm not complaining. I think Vision Image is actually, he's a patient guy, and he didn't give me trouble. He delivered the things on time, even though there are here and there is not okay. I think it is what it is. I told you to always make room for disappointments when it comes to vendors. So in total, we spent 6,880 on graphics. Another thing is the food. Woo, food, and beverages. There is no wedding if there is no food. I'm kidding. Yeah, a wedding is actually food. Marriage is the paper. Yeah, so I'm right to say if there is no food, there is no wedding. Okay, so I know it's between 4,700 and 5K on food. So I just put up 4,700. My budget for food was a bit high because I had to cater for 2 days, which is announcements and the wedding day itself. Uh, Grooms don't really spend money on announcement unless you choose to, because their announcements mostly is just them and their family. We don't usually go there, but people, if you are close, your villages are close, you can always go there. But obviously me, I didn't go. My husband lived far and it was already late after we attended my reception. So for the bride, the food you always need to. I think the food that you serve a lot is the announcement food, because you are catering for everyone that day. Unlike for the wedding, you should only focus on ikulya ukakotenda. The rest of the people coming to a wedding shouldn't be your business. Kesho when I wake up, if I'm not pleased, if you came to a wedding, ukapusinga operation no, see. So your focus should only be on serving or ovenda, which is your husband's family, maybe your colleagues, maybe your friends. But over nankunda, they can always just be served. And so you don't need to. But announcements, I know, and my sister was so good in announcements. She served those people. She cooked, and I know the food for the announcements was more than the food for the wedding, and which is good. My husband spent 3,000 on food. I know this because the his aunties, the ones that will cook for him, they just wrote for him a list which are buy this and this based on the menu. And then he came to another like, I got this list for the menu and I don't know what the heck some of these things are. And then I'm like, I'm coming. Went to another, we meet up, and then we went in the shop. I pick up things for him, tick off his list. Parsley, this my husband doesn't know those things. Then there were all those sauces must for. So yeah, and then he paid. I know it was a 3,000, which I think is okay. And I really love the food at Matunda. I didn't really enjoy the food at my reception. Maybe I was under a lot of pressure and it was just overwhelming. And it was a long day, guys. Like, especially at the photo shoot, I was burning in the sun. So when we came home, I was exhausted. And there's a lot of standing involved when you are getting married at the church. Then it's just too much. But there was just that feeling when I arrived at Matunda and we were in the tent, like, it's over. So I enjoyed that food and it was so nice. And on the drinks, I spent 3,000. I know this. I put up a budget that I'm spending only 3,000 on alcohol. If it's not enough, it's none of my business. If it's not enough, it's not enough. I don't have money more. Uh, Also, I spent 3,000 because prior to this, before I even went home, I had a good sponsor, a very generous friend. It was also one of my groomsmen, Konisi. So it's Conspire. Is based in Oshakati. A real friend, guys. He spent 5,000 on my alcohol. Cause when we were busy preparing for the wedding, by then he's already my groomman. He paid, and so one day he just called me. Let me know which areas I can help you with. And I'm like, okay. Then another time he called again. What? How can I help you? How are the preparation? Which area can I help you with? And I'm like, oh, anything will be really appreciated. You know, I'm not really the kind of person who is comfortable asking people for help, even though you need help most. You don't really want to give your problems out there. And then it was somewhere in the middle of September. Yeah, he called me and he's like, Bestie, please, I have this 5,000 that I want to help you with, but I really don't know. You never came back to me. Should I send the money to you or what? How? And I'm like, who? 5K on me. Lucia, I'm even broke. Then I'm like, okay, I would really love it if you help me with liquor because it's the expensive part and I maybe I'll struggle there. And then he's like, oh, even perfect guys are mostly on the bar. So he just asked, sure, should I give you the money paid to your account or should I buy for you like alcohol? Then I'm like, just buy alcohol for me. So he took one of my sisters, Kaloy, because she's in Ondangwa there at close towns. They went to Metro Liquor and then they put a receipt in there. He loaded the car and then they delivered the stuff at Ondope. I found everything in my sitting room with the receipt and then they also sent me the receipt. 5,000 guys. I remember it's 5,016 dollars something and plus transport as well. He transported the alcohol to Ondope. I really owe Connie's man. I think this is one of those realest friends and I think I picked the right person to be my groomman because wow, 5K on me. I really owe you a lot because one day when you get married, I make a talent for quiet and eat the man of sarcastic. Okay, so obviously I got sponsorship for food and beverages. I wrote that I spent 16,800 on food and beverages. My husband as well. I don't know how much he spent on alcohol. He didn't buy alcohol in my present. Oh, but there was a lot of alcohol there at Matunda. I don't know if I think his friends might have helped him out because there were also those hot stuff when we were in the tent. Then these other guys like it's time for hot stuff. People were queuing up for all those sour drinks. At home, that there was no such things. Me, I don't know anything about hot stuff, but I'm not complaining. So I don't know how much he spent on alcohol, but there was a lot of alcohol because we even spent a week after the wedding and people were still drinking. Every day I used to eat the chicken and my husband's room because he built a big room. There was still a lot of alcohol in there. People are just flocking and drinking. He spent a lot of money on alcohol, and if not him, maybe he got sponsorships. But yeah, the total is 15,700, and that includes my my friend's sponsorship of 5,000. I also need to mention that I received a lot of sponsorships, um, which came in a form of wallets, and people are so generous, guys. I remember it started with Nesta, a friend here in Windu. It's not really. Actually, he was my brother. We were the same school, Kondobe, and then we went to Onga again together. And then we came again to Nast. So he's just that brother where everywhere you are schooling, he's also schooling there. So he one day called me, when are you going to the north? When the wedding was getting closer, then I told him, no, I'm going soon. Then he's like, okay, I'll send you fuel. One day he just sent me 1,000 and I'm like, oh, Nesta is sending me this and then a whole 1K on me just like that. And I thought it was the end of it. I went to the north. Money is flocking in, and I had kept a list. It's here. 14,000, not 14, 17,400 money that I received starting from Windhoek up to even after the wedding was over. And then I'm like, who? These people are really generous. No, this one will give you 1,000. This one is 500, 600. I have the I have the list, and I still owe these people. If one day it's their turn, or just when they are going through something, and I can be able to assist here and there, I really owe them. And yeah, that 70,400 is, I think, is the money that I mostly also just assist myself with buying the groceries and drinks. Oh, let me not forget Goose. Goose actually, the reason why I never mentioned that Goose was the what or sponsored me a lot is because she sent me money way earlier before the wedding, somewhere in May. I was in single with work. She called me and asked if I want to have t-shirts for You know, Goose love is someone who love her cousins, her nieces, nephews. She wanted me to print t-shirts apparently for just to distribute during the wedding, and then I'm like, maybe I will have. And then she's like, how much can maybe she asked how much can 15 t-shirts maybe cost, and then we were doing some estimates. She sent 2,700 to me for t-shirts. Only later when I realized I have a lot of bills and t-shirts and stickers are not really a must. The only stickers we had was for the cars. And my husband did that. I don't know how much he spent. So I diverted the money to photography. But thank you so much, Goose. I actually never mentioned this. I don't know if my family knows, but she sent me 2,700 for, which obviously is a sponsorship for graphics and design. So this 6,800 for graphics, 2,700 was from Goose. Oh, I love Goose. Everyone deserves a Goose in their life. Goose is my cousin. She's always on this channel, the hilarious one. Okay, and then the fuel, the total cost of fuel. I When it comes to weddings, you should always make provision for fuel, because there is a lot of traveling involved during wedding. Just these small things of going to church, going to court, going to for fittings, going to wherever, even traveling to your new home, coming back to your parents to correct and going back. In my sure there is a lot of fuel involved in during this. So I think we spent roughly around 5K on transport, considering my husband is staying at the village, which is also far from my previous village. So you should always make room for that. And I also just want to say sponsorship doesn't necessarily have to be seen by people or being received in cash. It's good to mention that my daughter's mbushe, we used her car. She was the one who is transporting me as a bride, and then oh, they are all my daughter's godparents. Yeah, Simon was my driver the day they came to get me. The second day of the wedding, we used his car. These are all my husband's cousins, and we didn't give them money for fuel. Obviously, they were using their own money too for fuel. These things should be noted. All the people that just come and assist with their cars during your wedding, you don't give them fuel. Not all the time, but these people, don't expect them to also give you an e-wallet tomorrow, because they are also just using money, and their cars is the one that is transporting, let's say, their parents to the wedding. So that should always be noted, that people, sponsorships comes in all forms. It's not always just an e-wallet of 500. This person traveled all the way to come to your wedding, and they are also helping you transport here and there. I also want to give a shout out to where yeah, my brother friend was one of my groommen, and I think he was my driver. He was my ride, because my husband must stay far. And yeah, when I went for fittings to Ondabe, like I mean to Ondagwa, like 2 times. You know, my wedding dress was being done there. I went for final fittings, where took me there. Remember when we also went for to Onamnama for to do the legal part of the wed to of the marriage, because our pastor is not licensed to marry people legally. So we had to go to Onamnama parish, where there was a licensed pastor. So where took me there, yeah. And then every time I go to Enana, where is the was the one taking me? So shout out to you, my brother. He's still a good friend of me. We are always in communication. So yeah, I really appreciate. Those are the sponsorships we should also not overlook and just say he didn't give me anything. This person was practically driving you around with his own fuel. So those kind of things should be appreciated. So in total, the fuel 5,000, that is now just what came from us. But there are sponsorships which you don't know how much the person fueled their car. And then there is another, the second last point is that I almost forgot the most important things. Weddings, guys. dali imali chimashapumwa kufa pwezi. I don't know if it's a must, but no matter how much you want to cut down cost, ne, those parents they want their dresses, my dear, and they don't contribute a cent to these dresses. Because if you start saying maybe every parent should pay at least a $20, you will see that they are angry and they will. So there is whatever Dali should always be number one priority in your budget before you even just do anything. There is a Dali, they need to be dressed. So we bought materials for 5,300. I still know this. We bought it in Oshikango. I was with my husband in March of that year. We bought the materials and then we took it to my husband's cousin, a tailor. She's the one who assisted us with tailoring. She charged us $60 per dress, or most good share which is discounted because some charge from $80 to 90, and then there were shirts which she charged us $70. And we wanted 40 shirts, and 58 dresses. I'm sure yep or memo up comparing to what that. So in total we paid the tailor 6,280. Yes. How do you come up with these measurements when you are planning a wedding? I think this is an important part for those that are planning weddings. If you are planning a wedding, you should always have your number, which I need to make 20 dresses. Whatever number you have, you multiply by 3 meters. So each mekulu will cost you 3 meters. Kema, each tatekulu will cost you 2 meters. So 2 meters times the number of shirts that you are planning to make. 3 meters times the number of dresses you are planning. That's normally how the tailors advise you when you're asking them. 3 meters for the dresses, 2 meters for the shirts. It's a safe number. Or olutulakula utakufa o extra ya unyeno kalutukasyon o eno kalutukasyon otanje po extra kwa venya vena malupakula shashiku. Obviously they have to come in different sizes, so it's always a 3-meter measurements that the tailors will tell you. I think that's a very important point to whoever is planning a wedding out there. So I also had extra dresses that I made for some special aunties. I obviously didn't want my mbushange to wear oshigutushe na kulupune nemkwetu. So I made them custom made dresses. It's just her and 4 other aunties that I picked out. And the lady who did those dresses charged me 470, and there were 5 aunties. So I paid 2,350 for those dresses. In total, the cost was 13,850. You could to say, pay and they pokati, tokulege pokati lela, mala stuff, tina tuning again, kucha, kesumina futia, wataninge kucha. No smaliwa tanjeke until we finish. So set of time and then we this one we just we all pitched in to come up with these dresses. It wasn't my husband's pattern alone. Okay, I think the last component is the reception. Yeah, reception has to do with where you are hosting your people and everything that come with the reception. Can be a tent, can be people going to hotels or whatever, or wherever you are hosting them. Some people do that, so that's the cost of reception and everything that come with it. We paid 13,500 for we spent 13,500 for a 2-day tent, which was our tent. We arranged for someone. The first payment we made was in April, and 2 days after the announcement, the deal was gone horribly wrong, guys. I remember Fikololo, Fikoloma Fianga meal. So we had to get our money back, and then we pay it over to some local guys to assist us with. Our tent was a last minute thing. And credit to my sister, Deshningwa. She really cleaned up this mess really fast. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a reception. And I I'm not I'm not disappointed with how the tent turned out. Considering the time frame, these guys didn't have enough time to work on our thing, so you can't expect the your decor and everything to go exactly how you planned, because you just told these people 2 days to the wedding. And I think they really did a good job. They pulled it off. It is what it is. And yeah, uh, I'm not complaining there. And then there was a cake for 2,500. Cake, a dilemma. I do not even like to to think about this part of the cake. I was disappointed to my core. I still, I'm still very much disappointed with that lady. I would not even mention her name or tag her, because she didn't even apologize, guys. I don't have any picture of that cake, because when it arrived in Ondebe, it was broken, damaged already, meaning it was never dry. And to make the matter worse, instead of her just apologizing and taking responsibility, which I was never gonna ask for a refund or anything, just to take responsibility that I'm sorry. We all make mistakes, most. I'm not really the kind who would drag on and on. But if you say sorry, you made a mistake, I also make mistake, I will understand. But she has got to just shift the blame on my friend, even the guy who brought that cake. You know, ne? On Wednesday, I went to I called that lady, and then she didn't pick up. Then I sent her a text that please let me know, send us the location where the cake can be picked up. I want to send someone coming this side to bring it along. So I was telling my friend who even spent 5K on my alcohol, because he's the one who I told because it was done in Oshakati. And I think that lady, only after she has seen that text, that she went and do a fast cake. She did it that night. I would not because she only came back to me on Thursday. Remember, Thursday is the wedding eve. She came back to me on wedding eve, sending me location. Sorry, my phone was what the location is this. Then I sent it over to my friend to bring along the cake. The cake came, it was damaged. When you take like this, it's not dry. And then we took pictures and sent it to her, like, what is this? What is happening here? The cake is not dry. And no, they just mishandled it. That cake was dry when it left. No, that cake was done the night before. And and I remember when I was booking for a cake, it was around July. Then I asked for quotations. Obviously, she gave us, it was gonna cost 2,500 for a 2 tire. Yeah, it was just 2 tire cake. And then I asked her, so how soon should we make a deposit so that the cake can dry? And then she said, pay 1.5 at least by August so I can start on it. What did I do? End of August, I sent 1,500 to that lady. And then end of September, I sent the remaining 1,000. I booked exactly on time, and I was very careful to ask how soon should I pay a deposit for this cake. I don't even want to discuss it. And she had guts to say, no, it was just, instead of just saying sorry, now she blamed that she shifted the blame on my friend, a very good friend, someone who was so nice to me. And Konzi was also angry, like, this lady, she's serious. She just gave me a box and I put it at the back of the car. What did I do to the cake now? And then she's, ow. God forgive you, my sister. I will not even mention your name, but I'm still angry. So we also got a sponsorship for the cake. The cake cost us 2,500. There is no costed in English there. What am I saying? But my husband's cousin, Ndapanda, sent him 2,000 for the cake. She sent 1,000 in August, and then she sent another 1,000 in September. So it's 2,000. We topped up the 500. So their sponsorship for Ndapanda is also appreciated the 2,000. Yeah. So we had a DJ, also part of the reception. My husband got a DJ from their village, and paid him 800 for 2 days receptions. And then the MC was free. It was my one of my bridesmaids. We didn't pay for MC, so I didn't have money. And then cards or whatever programs. I remember I asked my friend Monica to do programs for me. She designed them and printed them herself, and then she gave it to the bridesmaid to bring along. So shout out to you, Monica. I'm not leaving out anyone who was so helpful with this. So the total cost for the reception is 16,800. I think this is fair. We are not rich. Some people spend up to 70K, and people have money. Like for 2 days, a 2-hour event, mostly just an hour. Lately, parents will be like, I'm not, it's not right. I mean, it's not that I cannot do it, I just cannot afford it. So, yeah. So, in total, there is also the bridal team. The cost of the bridal team outfits was 45,120. We had 16 groomsmen and 15 ladies. These figures of 45K shouldn't move you, because when it comes to bridesmaid, they pay for their own things. So this thing is not coming from your pocket. Whether if the person didn't pay, they are out. If they pay, they are part of it. So this, although it's part of the wedding cost, this is not from our pockets, because these people pay their money. Because I know we got contributions, payment from bridesmaids was 54,500, and then 45,120 somewhere there. It went to their staff. So it's not from our pocket. So in total, the cost was 1,140K 930. Please remember that I know my husband spent a lot on alcohol, and it's not part of this. From that 140K, 27,900 was from sponsorships from generous people, which include now the money, the drinks, the wallets, or goose as well. Goose is also part of the wallet. The cake sponsors, the shoe sponsors, those kind of things. 27 was from sponsorships, and then the 54K is from the bridal team. So it will be fair to say we spend from our own pocket around 82,000, which I think is fair considering our incomes, and we are two. So a budget of 40K for a wedding each person, I don't think it's so bad. So yeah, with that said, I'm sorry if I think this was too long, but I hope this video was helpful to you. My only advice to those that are planning weddings is, when it comes to budget, please stick to your budget. Do not try to compare yourself to what the other people did, because incomes are different, intentions are different. So just stick within your budget. Try to cut where unnecessarily spending, where you think, no, some things are just done, but it's not a must. Just because these people hired a private jet, you should also hire a private jet. It's not in any way in Oshuampo tradition that it's a must that you should have a grand entrance. If you can afford it, I'm really happy for you. You can have your fairy tale, but if you cannot afford it, if something is not a must, why are you breaking your neck? And another thing I just want to point out, that as soon as you know that you have a wedding, it's fair to just start including your wedding bills to your monthly spending. Like if you know you are getting married, the two of you should all just come together and say every month 3,000 of our income we pay this. Pay it over the money to the vendors. One thing, if you keep saying I'm waiting to save money or so that I can pay something, savings, my dear. When you start saving money, problems come, you use up the money. Before you know it, you are already 2 months to a wedding and half of the bills are not even yet paid. So another thing is also to just pay in installments. Don't wait for the money to accumulate, because that sometimes does not happen. So have a deadline, have deadline sets that uh, by the end of this month we should be done by with the 10. By the end of this month it could be by the end of this month airing another. So you should do things month by month. Do not wait up to the end, because you will be overwhelmed, and then the the bills will be accumulating and you will just be confused which one to touch and which one to let go. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please do subscribe to this channel. We'll be engaging more on these kind of topics, and if you love content of this nature and if you are also looking for this information, I already mentioned that I love the idea of marriage. So if you need some some information, or you can always just reach out to me privately and engage. I may help you with a thing or two. Yeah, especially those that are planning or weddings. Okay, so please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in some other videos. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's long, but it's useful. So ciao ciao.